How can I know that my breastfed baby is getting enough to eat? That can be a little scary because you're not seeing baby take in so many mils or ounces out of a bottle. So you think, well, I just don't know. But you can know. You can count wet diapers. If your baby is 6 days or older, they should always have 6 or more wet diapers every 24 hours. For a baby younger than 6 days, it's 1 or more for each day old they are. So a 1 day old should have 1 or more wet diapers every 24 hours, 2 day old, 2 or more, and so on. If your baby is having all those wet diapers, but you're still concerned, of course, keep in close contact with your doctor. We want to do weight checks and make sure that baby is growing on a good curve. If your baby is lower in weight percentile, we want to watch them a little closer. So if you have a really small baby, it's totally healthy for some babies to be in the 5 percentile range. And it'd be normal for another one to be closer to 100 percentile range. It's just comparing your baby's weight to other average babies. So it doesn't mean anything's wrong with your baby if they're in the lower. But we just want to be sure that it doesn't change a whole lot, and it will change quite a bit in the first few weeks to month. And then from there, it should stay about in the same growth curve. It can take up to 3 weeks for a newborn breastfed baby to gain their birth weight back. Depending on how birth was and pregnancy, that can really make a big difference too. If you had a C-section, if you had lots of IVs during delivery, if pregnancy, you had preeclampsia and some other issues, then that can affect baby's weight and make baby's weight higher when they were born. And then it becomes a little bit lower after they're born. And that can be scary, but it can be explained quite often. Also, we know the baby's getting enough if they seem satisfied after a feeding, especially after the morning and daytime feeding. Sometimes babies will be fussy at night and seem like they're hungry when really they just don't feel well. But if your baby seems relaxed and comfortable after a feeding, then they are, and they're having those wet diapers, growing well, then they are getting enough to eat. You can tell by baby's fists when they're a newborn, if their fists are tight and they're kind of chewing on their hands, extra hungry, it's time to eat. But then after a feeding, their hands seem relaxed, then you know that they've probably gotten enough to eat.